Mike Bloomberg has dropped out after spending nearly $600 million. What would you do with $600 million to make the world a better place? Pave some roads in my hometown. I wouldn't change a thing. I'd buy 53 delegates in one of the most humiliating presidential campaigns ever conceived of. Well, I currently live in Nashville, and after the tornadoes that hit earlier this week, I imagine that could be put to good use around here at it. Thanks to everyone checking in. Yes, my family and I are okay. For those of you all who asked about helping, Us TV Heaves posted several links that can direct you to what you're looking for. Cocaine and hookers. Hookers have student loans too. Set up sanitation companies in South Asian countries that don't have well-developed trash disposal systems, in order to intercept garbage before it reaches the sea. Edit. Addendum. So after doing a little research, according to analysis by Columbia University, $66 million would be what you would need for seed money to install a plasma gasification waste management system. First, SCS used a widely accepted unit cost of $220,000 per ton of capacity for a conventional mass burn plant and extrapolated an estimate of capital costs for the plant based on a 300 TPD initial plant processing capacity. This results in a base capital cost of $66 million, Table 3. And who knows, with economy of scale you might be able to get that number down. Peter Gibbons, what would you do if you had $1 million? Lawrence, I'll tell you what I'd do, man, 2 chicks at the same time, man. Peter Gibbons, that's it? If you had $1 million, you'd do 2 chicks at the same time? Lawrence, damn straight. I always wanted to do that, man. And I think if I had $1 million I could hook that up, cause chicks dig a dude with money. Peter Gibbons, well, not all chicks. Lawrence, well, the kind of chicks that'd double up on a dude like me do. Peter Gibbons, good point. Ask Wall Street Butts and do what got the most upvotes. YOLO. Remake Season 8 of Game of Thrones. Buy every man, woman and child in the United States 2 large sodas just to rub it in Bloomberg's stupid face. Oh, except Bloomberg. He doesn't get a soda. He just has to watch everyone else enjoy theirs. Spend it all on planting trees. Edit. Awful lot of you MFS hate trees for some reason. Put it to social care. My mother worked with special ed kids in high schools, and one day a guy came up to her on a Friday and said he's too scared to go home. My mom started asking him about it and found out his stepdad regularly beats him. My mom immediately called social workers and they told her that since it's the end of the workday they won't do anything till Monday. My mom said that by Monday the guy will already have been beaten again, and the social workers said it's not their problem. My mom then asked if she has his permission since he was over 18 if she could take him home, and found out that even though he's 18 and gives his permission, she will go to jail for kidnapping him. So the boy was forced to go home with his abusive stepdad. Run in the 2024 election cycle. Campaign to stop people like Bloomberg from running. I've heard conflicting reports of how much it would cost to address the problems with Flint, Michigan's drinking water, but whatever the actual number is, I imagine that $100 million or so should cover it. So I do that. Then I wouldn't feel so bad about spending most of the remaining $500 million on the purchase and renovation of my own private island. I would pay off as many student loans as I could with half of the money. The other half would go towards community mental health and family planning. I'd plant a metric ton of trees. Quit my job so I don't have to drive my old pollution-spewing truck to and from work anymore, therefore saving the environment. You're welcome, everyone. Rescue all shelter animals and buy a big plot of land for them. Then invest in creating power out of trash to clean the ocean. Also maybe buy a house, I don't know. Give out $10,000 to random people until it ran out. Pay Elon Musk to draw a cock and balls on the moon visible from Earth. We have somewhere in the vicinity of 450,000 homeless people in the US. Would it be hard to set up a fund to help them get back on their feet? I'm talking handouts. I'm talking serious programs where time is spent with the individual to understand their situation and skill set with the hopes of effectively putting it to use within society. It wouldn't end the problem, and I'm sure I don't know how to fully solve this problem, but that $600 million he wasted would have made things just that bit more easier. I'd use it to build resources in my rural area. I work for a social service agency, and there is a huge need for resources for people that have no transportation. They can find jobs but they have no way to get there. In my area we have people that get out of prison and really want to turn their life around, but no one around here wants to hire them or give anyone a second chance. There is also a medical need for those that are elderly on Medicare, as it does nothing for them for dental or vision unless they meet certain criteria. There is a lot that I could do with that amount of money for the people in my county. Put the money towards wildlife and environmental conservation. So much is being lost and it sucks for future generations, so might as well help that effort. Invested into areas with a high rate of homeless people. So I would open shops where they can come to wash and dry their clothes, collect and exchange blankets and sleeping bags for fresh ones, somewhere to make a coffee or heat some food up, have a shave and a wash. Completely free. If this isn't feasible, I would pay for as many clean water wells in Africa. Some more remote or very poor areas have clean drinking water. These things aren't much, but it is a start to help people who need it the most. Buy quality housing for 6,000 homeless veterans. I'd buy TikTok and just delete it. There was a guy on YouTube who was featured in our videos a while ago who was diagnosed with ALS. You could watch his decline on YouTube, and last I saw he made a video in tears, begging for help, terrified to be left alone because his insurance wouldn't cover the help he needed and he couldn't afford the help on his own. I can't bring myself to think about it much because it was really upsetting to watch, and I can't help him. If I had that kind of money, I'd make sure that guy and others like him got all the help and counseling they need. No one should have to make terrified videos begging for help when they're facing a terminal illness that slowly shuts down their body. Buy a private island and name myself king. I'd try and become president of the US. Invest in Alzheimer's and vascular dementia research. I'd donate it to mental health organizations and research to help the world know more about each new tap health issue, how to help it, and how to prevent it from getting worse. It would go to better the facilities throughout this country, make the process nicer and more efficient. Basically, I'd help the crazy people or the attention seekers, because yeah, they are crazy and no, they don't want your attention, they want your validation. Very similar but also very different. I'd spend it to spread the quote, "An act of kindness never started a war," and if you're nice to someone and they're mean in return, that's not on you. Leave them be, let them feel what they feel. Just no matter what, be kind to one another. Because one more person being kind is one less person being mean. Pay off all school lunch debt countrywide. Dude should write a book. How to spend $600 million in 2 months and have nothing to show for it. I would spend it to find out who is Mike Bloomberg. Never heard of him. Install bidets in every public and private shitter. Implement congressional term limits. Build my university a proper theater. Invest it and live off the interest for life. Develop a smart home system that doesn't require internet connectivity. I'll donate to LGBTQ charities, hope they find a cure soon. Pay off 0.00002% of my student debt. Prevent a socialist from becoming president of the most powerful nation on earth. Give it back to Mike Bloomberg because Mike will get it done. Run for president. Well, I would split it 50-50-ish between donating to help get rid of plastics in the oceans and giving the rest to help stop world hunger. I know it's generic what I would do, but my generation are gonna need all the help we can get to fix the shithole we have been given.